continues tonight's Sports Scene.
After 58 caps for his country and success with both Aberdeen and Manchester United, you might have thought there wasn't much left for Jim Leighton to achieve. Not so. Today he faced a new challenge when he made his debut for Dundee. He wasn't alone in trying on a Dundee strip for the first time. Simon Stainrod, whose goals helped Falkirk into the Premier Division, is now attempting to do the same for the Dark Blues. Dundee against Kilmarnock, our big match tonight. Hello, good evening to you. Another busy and wide-ranging couple of hours of top-class sport ahead of us tonight, so let's get straight to the big match in the First Division between two of the clubs involved in the chase for promotion. Dundee are now firmly established at the top of the table, and their two new big-name signings will give the club a boost on the run-in. Kilmarnock, meanwhile, are equally ambitious and have spent a great deal of money to try to ensure their return to the big time, but they're beginning to lose touch just a little with the clubs above them. The commentator at Dens Park is Jock Brown.
Although Dundee manager Ian Munro has injury problems, Stuart Beattie, Gordon McLeod and Steve Campbell are out. That's a team packed full of personality players. And you've already had a glimpse of Jim Leighton's pedigree. At 33, he gets the chance to revitalise his career after the trauma endured with Manchester United. And he still has hopes to add to his 58 caps. And Simon Stainrod, who's also 33, brings his particular brand of skill and panache to the Dens attack. Kilmarnock have adopted a policy of signing experienced players to take them to the Premier Division. Geddes, Paterson, Black, Tommy Burns, Hugh Burns and Jack have all played at the top level, and their experience will be essential today. But there's no Ray Stephen. He's not deemed fit enough for this encounter. The responsibility on Tommy Burns this afternoon is immense. The former Celtic and Scotland player is now 35 years old, and he has the task of dictating the play from midfield and attempting to breathe life into Kilmarnock's faltering promotion challenge. The referee this afternoon, Mr. Douglas Yates from Perth. 9 years he's been on the Grade 1 list. Well, this is all the hallmarks of a cup tie for Kilmarnock. They cannot afford to lose further ground at the top of the First Division, lying in 5th place just now, 8 points behind Dundee and 5 points behind Hamilton in second place. So Craig Paterson will be trying to marshal his defence to cope with the Dundee attack. Very important settling in period this. Chisholm's header, here's Billy Dodds, supported well by McMartin from midfield. Good play by Dodds, the covering player is Craig Paterson. Stainrod waits in the middle. And the ball is gone for a corner kick. So very sharp play on the right flank by Billy Dodds. So Craig Paterson having to do some work in defence now to face this corner kick. Ian McCall has gone across to take this for Dundee. Stainrod on the goal line beside goalkeeper Geddes. Stainrod trying to get to that, complaining I think that he was pushed by the keeper. And Stainrod is indeed protesting to referee Yates. There he was, bundled rather inside the 6-yard box. Referee Yates has a quiet word with the Dundee striker. It's touched on by Geddes. There's Albert Craig. Tried to pick out Chisholm inside the box. There's McMartin. Grant McMartin encouraged by the goal he scored in the cup in midweek, but not threatening Bobby Geddes on that occasion. Campbell got the touch again. There's Ross Jack. And an excellent opportunity there for Kilmarnock. The aerial power of Callum Campbell set that up for Jack. Well, Jim Leighton certainly was exposed here. A good turn there by Jack, away from Jimison. And Leighton coming out to narrow the angle, cutting down the target for Jack. Stainrod battling back for Dundee, tackled firmly by Tommy Barnes. Here's McQuillan on the break. Caught late by Montgomery. referee Yates, I'm sure, will take some action here. Montgomery splitting himself to the linesman, but you can see from the notebook that Montgomery is going to be in trouble. Well, in fairness to Montgomery, he may well have been surprised at that little bit of extra pace from John McQuillan. Well, the referee's had a word or two to some players already in the match, so now shows the yellow card in the hope that that will calm things down. Carrying a good support, Kilmarnock, despite their recent difficulties going out of the cup in midweek. Hugh Burns with a return pass. There's MacPherson, that's a fine effort! And very well taken by Leighton, who did not appreciate the actions of Callum Campbell coming in on him. We'll look at this again. Bit across here by Burns. Hugh Burns set it back there. There's a very good strike by MacPherson. Extremely well handled by Leighton. And then in came that little stabbing right foot from Campbell. That certainly upset some of the Dundee defenders. Here's Billy Dodds, he's in the clear now. And it's swept off the goal line. Dodds appealing the ball had gone in. He still wants to debate that with the linesman. Well, what activity here. Dodds in behind his marker. In behind Montgomery. And that ball then hooked off the line. So, almost a goal at one end, and then retaliation from Dundee. The linesman is Ray McNabb from Aberdeen. He had the final say, and he said no goal. Craig Paterson did extremely well to keep that out of goal. Disappointment there for the Dundee supporters. Dodds doing well, lofting that beyond Geddes. There was Craig Paterson. Well, the linesman on the spot saying that there was no goal. It looks as though Paterson is struggling. There's Tommy Callaghan preparing to come on. Well, this would be a major blow to Kilmarnock. It's established now that that pulled muscle in the hamstring area will terminate Paterson's involvement in the game. He missed the midweek cup tie against Meadowbank through injury, and he has clearly come a cropper once again. And I suspect that will mean that Tommy Tait will move back into central defence, allowing Callaghan to go into midfield. So that's what's happened. Tait has joined Montgomery in the heart of the defence. That's where they played in midweek. And in the middle of the field now, Tommy Callaghan, whose father played for Celtic, joins Tommy Burns, who had such a long, distinguished career also at Celtic Park. Good play by Montgomery. And a hefty tackle by Chisholm. He went in high. The referee will take action. Chisholm is complaining that Montgomery is back on his feet, none the worse. And he's suggesting that this may be an overreaction on the part of the referee, but I reckon the referee is justified. It was a little bit reckless, that challenge. Chisholm read that well for Dundee. And McQuillan caught there by Tom Black. There's trouble for the Kilmarnock fullback for that blatant body check. Eric Ferguson, the Dundee physio, is on to treat McQuillan. So referee Yates will take some action here against Tom Black. A hefty collision this. Here's McQuillan playing the ball beyond Black. I think both players felt that. Dodds using Binney in space behind. Indeed, now beginning to put some passes together. They've had a sticky spell so far in the first half. Here's Dodds. And the marking was good enough. Ray Montgomery deserves great credit there for the way in which he stuck to Billy Dodds and made a very good challenge, taking his sting out of the shot. You'll see that here as that ball came skidding off the head of Tait. There was Dodds, but look at Montgomery's contribution here in the way of the shot. Two Burns together. Here's Hugh. As well anticipated again by Chisholm. There's Stainrod. Now McCall trying to change pace away from Mitchell. He couldn't quite make that. Tait coming from defence to set up Mitchell on the right. Here's Barnes. Into Hugh Barnes. The chance is on now for the opening goal. And Ross Jack does it for Kilmarnock. Well, it's a goal which has been threatened for some time. And Jim Leighton had no chance at all. A good build-up, ending with Tommy Barnes' pass to Hugh Barnes. His shot intercepted there by Ross Jack, and in a wide open space to the right-hand side of Jim Leighton. Well, Leighton thinking he would go over the shot, he's off balance there, and as he recovers, Ross Jack plays the ball beyond him to the far corner. Even Callum Campbell is challenged by Chisholm. Dave's header goes straight to Callaghan. Here's Hugh Barnes, this is promising for Kilmarnock. And an easy one in the end for Ross Jack, wasn't it? No, it's a miraculous save on the line by Leighton. Well, he's taken a knock in the process, but that surely was a miraculous stop by Leighton. There was Callaghan, a very intelligent lofted pass into the path of Hugh Barnes. He played this across, did a missed kick inside the area there, leaving that all set up for Ross Jack, and Leighton somehow managed to make the stop and then took a blow on the head from Jack. Played back there, missed by Jimison. There was Ross Jack. Leighton spread himself, and as Jack followed through, he appeared to connect with Leighton's head with his knee. A little bit groggy there, Jim Leighton still being applauded roundly by these Dundee supporters who really may have cause to thank him if Dundee managed to come back and save this game, because had they gone 2 behind at this stage, I reckon it would have been very difficult indeed to save the game. McCall switched across to the Dundee right. He's brought down there from the rear by Black. Remember, Tom Black has been booked already in the match. Beaten there though by the speed of the turn and the skill of McCall. There's John McQuillan's free kick. Jimison helps it on for Dodds. Geddes was brave, made a very good stop. Jimison forward again. Stainrod goes wide, but he can't collect the ball. Here's Hugh Barnes. Oh, superbly robbed there by Stainrod. Dodds came back to remain onside. Defence turned into attack, and one sweeping pass from Stainrod. There's McCall. And he's taken out of the play there by Tom Black, right at the edge of the box. Well, Black is living very dangerously indeed. He's going to have a war with the linesman, the referee. It may be about whether it's a penalty or a free kick, and it may also have a bearing on Tom Black's continued involvement in the play. And it is trouble for Tom Black. Tommy Barnes is going across, I think, to plead Black's case. But Tom Black's involvement in the match is about to end for his second body check of the first half. Well, it's a major blow to Kilmarnock right on the interval whistle. The red card being shown to Tom Black for the second bookable offence of the match. Well, he was a shade fortunate perhaps a minute or two ago when he brought down Ian McCall, that quick turn. McCall, such a difficult player to dispossess, making his way into the penalty area. This change of pace beat Black, who went right across his path to block him, and Kilmarnock are reduced to 10 men. There's McCall, getting in low. Jimison on the turn, it breaks back here to McCall. Excellent goalkeeping by Geddes. And Stainrod tries to float one in to the top corner. Well, McCall's contribution since switching to the right has been very important for Dundee. So the short free kick taken here by Stainrod to allow McCall to drive the ball in. Swept away easily by Montgomery. There was Jimison in the first place. Now look at the goalkeeping here from Geddes. This was very well done, spreading himself to make the block. And Stainrod trying the chip, just a bit too high. So hectic action to end the first half. Kilmarnock, of course, the team in the lead. thanks to that excellent opportunist goal from Ross Jack. That's what separates the teams, and Kilmarnock really couldn't begrudge that opening goal. But it's a major blow just before half-time with Tom Black ordered off. It'll be 10 Kilmarnock players against the 11 Dundee men for the second half. At half-time, though, it's Dundee 0, Kilmarnock 1. The Dundee manager Ian Monroe had the chance, of course, at the interval to reassess the whole approach to the game in the light of the sending off of Tom Black. Dundee trying to make the extra man pay. There's McMartin, now McCall. Strong challenge resisted there from MacPherson by McCall. Up goes Dodds, here's McMartin. Movement through the middle. Stainrod takes over, here's McMartin again. And a fine effort, brilliantly saved by Geddes. Well, Dundee certainly look as though they mean business in this second half. Grant McMartin denied here by top-class goalkeeping. That was hit very well indeed. Geddes at full stretch to make the save. This time a deeper one from Stainrod. Still Geddes does well enough for Kilmarnock. A long way out of goal for that. Made up his mind early. Jamieson's header, there's Dodds. Chisholm resisting the challenge from Mitchell. Forward goes McQuillan, stopped by MacPherson. Jamieson did well, this is McCall. The run was made by Dodds, this is a chance for Dundee. Craig waits in the middle. And a corner kick it is. Billy Dodds doing some excellent running, and he was well challenged again by Ray Montgomery at a vital time. Well, there was Dodds into the gap, but wait for Montgomery arriving now. Across he comes to dive in to make that good challenge. Ball going behind, so still no joy up front for Billy Dodds for all his good work stretching that Kilmarnock defence. McCall sending it in, there's Jamieson. McMartin helps it back to McCall. It's good play through the gap between two defenders. Pulling it back this time, and it was Montgomery in the way. It was superb play by Ian McCall. Deserved a better ending. Well, look at the way he goes through these two defenders, then goes to the byline, pulling the ball inside Hugh Burns. Back it goes. There was no Dundee player making a run in the near post area. That's what upset McCall. A substitution going to be made by Dundee. They're going to freshen up the attack still further. This is Eddie Gallagher, who made such an immediate impact following his transfer from Dunfermline. He replaces Mark Craig, who's been operating in the centre of midfield. So it's Gallagher into the attack. Dundee trying to put even more pressure on this Kilmarnock defence. Martin to McQuillan. Making for the byline, down he goes. And the referee indicates that it's a goal kick, I think. Well, I wonder about that one, because I had a strong feeling that McQuillan simply caught his studs on the run there. The linesman did not signal for a foul, but referee Yates has given it. Well, this is interesting. Here's McQuillan coming forward now. Well, was there a touch by Callum Campbell, or did he stumble? There's Stainrod. Campbell did well. There's Dodds. Still, it will not run kindly for Dundee inside the area. Callum Campbell did well initially with a headed clearance, but it really has been pandemonium inside that Kilmarnock box. Hugh Allen, the trainer, on to check on the damage. There's Tommy Callaghan. There's the injury he sustained there as that shot came in from Dodds. Goals, corner kick, helped on there brilliantly, and the save surely this time. It's bundled in by Eddie Gallagher. Well, you wondered if Kilmarnock could continue to survive. It's Eddie Gallagher who pops up again with a vital goal. But the part played by Jamieson was important on the near post, headfully gone. Then it was Billy Dodds with a shot, blocked by Geddes and forced over the line by Gallagher. So Eddie Gallagher gets goal number 9 in his short Dundee career.
and justifies the very modest investment made by Ian Monroe bringing him from Dunfermline. That's the shake of the head to tell the story. Meanwhile, the referee's having a word with the Kilmarnock bench. Referee Douglas Yates in among the officials, Jim Fleeting and Jim McSherry there, being spoken to by referee Yates. McSherry, the last to sit down, he's the one protesting there. Now a call. Precise pass, an early one, picking out Stainrod in lots of space. That's for Dodds, a brilliant pass. In comes Dodds, the chance now for Dundee. It's off the underside of the crossbar and out. And once again Dodds is denied. The linesman standing impassively at the corner flag. Well, what fine play this was. Going inside Willie McStay, thundering in the shot. It comes off the underside of the crossbar and down a well. That was very close indeed. Stainrod with the in-swinging corner. The goalkeeper was impeded by Dodds. It's a free kick inside the 6-yard box. Well, Billy Dodds denied again by a very close decision. He had one cleared off the line by Craig Paterson in the first half, and then that tremendous effort coming off the underside of the crossbar, and the linesman gave no indication. John Dobby from Methven is the linesman who was looked at by the referee. Here's Dodds again. Could he do it this time? What does Dodds have to do? This is quite remarkable. Once again Geddes was beaten. It was a great pass into the inside right channel. Dodds went hurtling through there. He beat Bobby Geddes clearly with a shot, and back it comes from the post. Dundee inside, here's McMartin. Dundee towards Dodds, his marker is Montgomery once again. Well, Dundee throwing that left foot at the ball. Back with Stainrod. Still looking for space inside the area. That's for Gallagher. And down goes Geddes again bravely. Well, Gallagher so sharp in front of that goal. But Stainrod, coolest player in the country at the moment, and standing on the ball inside the area, trying to make space for a shot. Then Gallagher went for that and denied again by Geddes. McCall playing it in, there goes Jimison again, there's Dodds! Well, if he can't score before the end of the game, I'm sure he'll come out all by himself before he leaves the ground tonight to put one into the net, just to convince himself he can do it. Jimison's so deadly there. Up goes Dodds, just about a couple of inches too short to get above that. Stainrod. Well, he couldn't get the better there of McStay. That little bit of trickery didn't quite come off. So Jack taking the ball to the corner flag, allowing his teammates to come forward and support. Here's Tommy Bonds with a chance. Good goalkeeping by Leighton, right on the 6-yard line to make the block. But Dundee were exposed defensively there. And the final whistle goes very much on the 90th minute. No extra time added on. Honours even in the end. Eddie Gallagher was the player who saved the game for Dundee with an excellent piece of opportunism right in front of goal after Bobby Geddes had denied Billy Dodds. Not only the goalkeeper denied Dodds, but also Dame Fortune. He had so many good efforts on goal, the Dundee striker, and none of these would come off. He had two cleared off the line, he had one off the crossbar, one off the post. He ran the Kilmarnock defence all over the place. He was very well handled over the piece by Ray Montgomery. It made for fascinating football in the first division. It was that first half goal from Ross Jack which set Kilmarnock up to hang on throughout the second half with just 10 men after Tom Black's ordering off. The final score, Dundee 1, Kilmarnock 1.
Welcome back to Scotland, Jim. Did you enjoy that?
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think the people who turned up and watched the game will go home seeing a thoroughly entertaining game. 7,500 here today, roughly, against 3,500 it was here on Monday night. So I think they'll like what they've seen, and hopefully they'll come back and see us again.
They might not like what they see of your nose. Tell us about that.
Well, it's just a welcome back to Scotland, that one, I think. That's just, I was getting a bit of stick in the dressing room, as you can imagine, but The ball doesn't go in, so it doesn't matter what kind of state your face goes in.
Was that during the save you made in the first half, the close-in shot?
Yeah. The ball was loose, obviously, and they managed to mistake my face for the ball. So. But it's not the first time, it'll not be the last time either.
Now, you didn't have a great deal to do in the game. Were you satisfied with your own performance?
I was really nervous at the start, obviously. It's the first game and you're on your new team. And I was obviously a bit nervous at the start, but the longer the game was going, the more I settled in, the more I enjoyed it. And I can't wait to get the next games in now.
How difficult was it for you to decide to come here?
Well, obviously, you look at the First Division and you think, well, no, I don't want to go to the First Division. But when the manager first spoke to me, he told me how ambitious they were. And he convinced me that this was a place for me to come. And I'm delighted to be here. And I think after today, I'm even more delighted.
I know it's jumping the gun somewhat, but is there any thought at the back of the mind at all about a return to the Scotland squad?
Well, people have been asking me that all week, and I've been giving everybody the same answer, that it's just great for me to be playing. And if anything comes along, I'll be absolutely delighted. But I can't tell Andy Roxburgh to come and pick me. That can only be done if I can do it out here. And if I can't do it here, well, I don't deserve to be in it.
I'm sure you will, and I hope you do. Thanks very much, Jim.
Thank you.
Good to see him back. He played well, as indeed did Simon Stainrod, in a thoroughly entertaining game. And poor Billy Dodds, how many times did he hit the woodwork? Well, it isn't just on the field that changes have been taking place at Dens recently, of course. Off the field, boardroom manoeuvrings have seen the arrival of the Canadian entrepreneur, Ron Dixon, and former Rangers and Falkirk director, David Holmes. Jock asked Ron Dixon if he'd found today's game a tough one to watch.
First half was tough. Second half was tough but enjoyable.
To what extent are you becoming an expert on soccer?
Well, that's a good question. I've always been a bit of an armchair quarterback, but I really don't know what I'm talking about, so I have to take a lot of advice from others. But I think I know enough about sport to see the level of commitment and to see who's out there really trying to get the job done. So I think that's similar in every sport. It's just that I don't know the subtleties and the nuances of this particular sport.
What inspired you to make this major investment?
Well, I'm asked that question a lot, and I'm not sure I have a good answer. I guess what inspired me was the fact that A, there was a need, and B, it was a mountain I wasn't sure that I could climb. And, you know, I thrive on a challenge, and this is a big challenge.
And what do you have in mind by way of progress for the club?
Well, we've got some great plans, and we've got, fortunately, we've got some wonderful, but we've inherited some wonderful people, and we've brought some wonderful people into play. Our plan is not to be third or fourth or fifth in the Premier League. We're going for the top spot. It's easy to say that, and it's like President Bush, you know, read my lips. Our lips are going to the top. And we're going to do everything that we have to do to get there, and we know it's going to be a tough journey. It's going to be a roller coaster, we know that. But that's the spot we're after, and we won't feel contented and satisfied until we get there.
You signed two personality players, Jim Leighton and Simon Stainrod. Will there be more to follow in the near future?
Yes.
A straight answer and music to the ears of Dundee fans. Despite what they'll see as a dropped point, Dundee actually increased their lead at the top of the table since Hamilton Accies went down 3-2 at home to Clydebank. Partick Thistle's Colin McGlashan scored twice in a 3-0 win over struggling Montrose, and the Jags now move into second place. Raith Rovers beat Morton 2-0. Gordon DL got both to take his total for the season to 23.